Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today, we're going to continue with Franz Rhythm. This is, I think, their most recent upload, The One I Love by R.E.M. I just thought it would be fun to see something a little more recent because we've been going back and forth, between contemporary videos and then videos from several years back. Well, so Adrian, why don't you talk a little bit about either Franz Rhythm or R.E.M. or that song?
Well, I remember the song from the 80s. I heard it a lot. And Franz Rhythm, we know how well they do covers.
Yeah, I imagine this is right in their wheelhouse. So I look forward to that. We're going to have Chen and Char on guitars for this one. And of course, Franz on bass and Dodds on drums. So why don't we dive into this and then talk about it afterwards?
Alrighty.
Well, very well done.
Yeah. Oh, I think I like this better than the original. But anyway, I noticed they played this in A minor, you said, or something like that.
That's right.
Because I took the liberty of listening to the original. I think the original is in E or F or something like that. So,
Yeah, that sounds about right. The key didn't make any difference. It still had the resonance, the emotional resonance of the original. And, man, I loved the Rickenbacker in there. Now, Peter Buck, he often had some really interesting guitar lines going along even during the singing, just little stuff in the back. Like, you might not notice it. You saw that Chen was doing it all through the song there, but it didn't interfere with Char's vocals. And the same was true in the original.
Yeah, Char sings this lead beautifully, and
Very nice. Yeah.
this is a neat rendition with the female voices, except for Franz, of course. But just it being, to me, it being in a different key, it kind of gives the cover its own character.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. Maybe they own the key of A minor for this song, you know. Yeah, I was listening to the harmonies, the 3-part harmonies. Franz had the low one, and it was still pretty high. You know, they were doing a triad, you know, a minor triad, so it was like that. Those were the actual notes, so pretty high, but very nicely done. And yeah, with that particular song, the Phi-am, or whatever the word is there that he uses, it's funny, a lot of times Michael Stipe would make up words where he needed to. And he also mumbled a lot. In the early days, it was hard to tell what the lyrics were. And I think some of that was intentional. I think they've been nailed down a little better these days with the advent of the internet and people sleuthing, you know, to figure out what's actually going on there. Maybe he's even released them now. I don't know. They didn't normally come with lyric sheets, though.
It's not If I Am, I assume.
I don't think so. Let me see here, though. Fire. Well, that's what one lyric sheet says, is it's fire. Let me look at another one. So the thing is, they start to copy each other. They steal from each other, the lyric sites. So if you see an incorrect line on one site, it's very possible you see that same mistake on other sites.
All over the place.
Michael Stipe's lyrics are always a little hard to figure out. I don't think the word is fire. I think that was somebody giving up and, all right, just put fire.
There's just, a certain quality to this that I don't hear in the original. It's almost like a acoustic or folk-like quality or something like that.
I don't think the original had an acoustic guitar. So yeah, no, 2 electrics.
Yeah, I almost thought I heard like an acoustic in the background, but not really. That's kind of like the ringing from the electric guitars.
Yeah, I didn't hear an acoustic in there.
I don't think there was an acoustic in there.
At the time that they came out, there weren't a lot of bands that sounded like that. There was a very strong indie movement. People were starting to put out their own records, but this particular sound was new, you know, kind of like thinking man's rock and roll or whatever. Not quite singer-songwriter, more of a band thing. And, I mean, in the wake of R.E.M., there was a flood of bands like this. Just so many.
I remember.
They kind of started it. Is my kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, I thought the performance was really solid. Everybody just played really well. Dodds was playing the drums solidly. You had Mickey Mice and Luigi again on the pearl bass drum.
That's right.
And that thing that looks like a panda, I don't know what that is, but
oh well. Franz still has his monkey on his mic stand. They sound tight enough to go out and gig and sound perfectly good. I mean, if they were opening for an act in an arena or something, that would be fine. They'd sound great, you know. They sound well rehearsed.
Yeah.
You know, like every note. In music like this, everything's a little quieter, so the notes maybe stick out a little more. They're a little bit more deliberate, you know. And so if you don't hear them sticking out in a way that's unseemly, that's talent, you know. Like they've worked it out. It's nice and smooth sounding, and it's working. Yeah, they sound like a fully professional act out gigging all the time. I don't know if they do or not, but that's what they sound like here.
Yeah, they should. They should go out gigging.
My guess is they probably are, but I don't know. I haven't seen any clips yet. Maybe I'll look around. Folks, if you know of any gigs that this band has done, any clips that are available, anything like that, let us know. I will take a closer look on their website to see if I can find something like that, but I don't really remember seeing very much like that. It seems like most of the stuff they do happens in their space, you know, their rehearsal space. So that would be interesting to us. If you have other suggestions, leave those below. And, of course, your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you later.